I'm going to make your D&D games so much better. I've done a lot of research and put together a huge list of the best tools that you can use, whether you're a new or veteran dungeon master or player, to improve your experience in the game that you're playing in. Now, in this video, I'm not going to go into a deep dive for all of them. That would be a long video. It is a pretty large list. However, I will give you enough information so you can decide yourself if you want to go check these out, and I'll provide as many links as I can down below. Now, with that out of the way, let's jump into the very first thing that you should 100% use, and you're kind of doing it right now: other dungeon masters. There are so many YouTubers, Facebook groups, Patreons, Reddits. There's just so much access to other more experienced or also new DMs and players that you can utilize, that you can use to help solve issues you're having, or to answer questions, or to help you with creativity, or maybe just mechanics. Utilize the people that have already done it or who are joining you on this journey in the beginning to talk about those sorts of things. One of those is my own Discord, which I'll link down below. But now we'll move on to some more tools you can use. Another great tool is a Statblock generator. This is great if you're changing up different monsters or you're creating some on your own. Of course, you can use TetraCube. I'll link it down below, but there are many other options you could Google. Griffin Glyph, I think, is the name of one of them. I'll link it down below. I'm sorry if I said it wrong, but these are great tools to use. On the same front of homebrew stuff, Homebrewery is a great site where you can go in and code, and it gives you easy ways to do it and to insert things straight into something that looks like a professional D&D book. So you can end up putting adventures, monsters, anything you want, blocks, classes, straight in and make it look as good as possible. But we're not done. In the same vein, if you're creating new tokens, use Tokenstamp. It is another site where you simply drag an image and it'll put the token right there in front of you. You can change different colors, how you want it to be set up, but Tokenstamp is a great one. Again, it'll be linked down below. Now, if you're trying to figure out how to set up encounters for your party, there are a couple good options for that. One of them is BattleSim. BattleSim will allow you to enter your party, their levels and specifics, and then pick encounters for them, and it will actually play it out and simulate it to let you know how it sees it going. Will your players be perfectly fine at the end? Will they be near death? Will they lose, or will they win in a landslide? It will actually give you all that information through a simulation. You can also go to other sites like D&D Beyond Encounters tries to do something similar by being able to select different parameters and then go in that way, or you can use Kobold Fight Club, which does something similar as well. They all have different variations. Check them out as you want to, but they are great for trying to figure out how to get good battles for your group. And we can't have tools without talking about virtual tabletops. There are a lot of them around now. We have Foundry, which is what I personally use and love. I'm going to be putting out a video with the best modules for that I think have greatly enhanced my VTT experience playing with my groups, but there are so many others. You have Owlbear Rodeo, you have Roll20, you have Fantasy Grounds, the list goes on and on and on. Pick the VTT that you like the most, do your research on those, but they can really improve your experience with the right features. Next up, we're going to talk about some of the best sites to enhance your experience via all the tools that they offer, such as loot generators, letter makers, fantasy names, fantasy towns, just so many tools. And of course, we're going to start with Donjon. Donjon has an insane amount of utility. I mean, just look at this. You have name generators, map generators, random encounters, calendars, worlds. There's just so much to offer from just this one tool. You're gonna have similar things in others, but here's the dungeon generator, for instance. You can change the shape you want of it. You can adjust what the doors are like, and basically everything else. When it comes to doing things such as the names in these, there are, again, just so many free things that you can use to give you tons of options based on the race and everything else. You're also going to have sites such as 5e Tools, which will give you tons of content. Casper's Tabletop Tools, another great site. Mythical.inc has a great loot generator, as do many of the other ones. There is so much to grab here. Lots of RNG things, so you can find RNG encounters, RNG loot. Utilize these to take a lot of that weight off of your shoulders. Another incredibly important set of tools is map makers. So in this video, I'm only going to go over two of the more popular ones. That is going to be Inkarnate and Dungeon Alchemist. There is also Tailspire and Dungeon Draft and many others. Please look into those, find the one that works best for you, but these are the two that I'm most familiar with and the ones that I have used for my own games. Each of them has benefits. Each of them has different levels of customization, different art styles, and different ease of use. Dungeon Alchemist starts with an AI generator, so you can just kind of select a template and then select the squares and it will auto input things in. You can adjust all of this. You can also do a lot of these things yourself without doing the AI generation. You can change the floor, you can change the walls, you can put things inside the rooms, you can take them out of the rooms. You can add things like fog and fire and tons of environmental effects. You can also change the ground around what you're building or just build something on the ground. You can put bodies of water, you can raise the land, you can lower the land. There are tons of things you can do with Dungeon Alchemist. It is not the most customizable, but I would argue it is the easiest in terms of getting something done quickly that is good enough, and oftentimes you can have a lot of fun doing it because it is in a lot of ways like designing a video game map. It is putting different props in, being able to view it from different angles, which is a lot of fun, even if it's not necessarily how your players will use it. Although you can always record from different angles and show that to your players as just a visual aid. Say, this is what it looks like as you enter the room, and then show them the traditional map. These are all things you can do with Dungeon Alchemist. It is a lot of fun to play around with, and it is what I use currently. Inkarnate has insane customization. It also has lots of free maps you can use, which Dungeon Alchemist also does as well. You can actually browse assets that other people have uploaded. But first, here in Inkarnate, I do have the pro version, so I may have access to things that you won't without paying a very small fee. So you have the Explore tab where these are just maps that you can use. Some you can just take in and you can actually clone and edit. When you do that, it will take the map into the editor and allow you to move things around and adjust the map as you want to, even though it's already built up. So if you see this, you go, oh, I really wish the tree wasn't here. You could remove that tree. Other ones won't let you clone and edit, so you'll just have to take it as it is, but you have tons of options. But then you also have the ability to go in and craft something completely on your own. So this is an example of a map that I had made, and again, you can do so much with it. I mean, the catalog is wildly extensive, and again, with the pro version, you can actually upload your own assets. But I mean, that's just one tab. You go into all these other tabs, and you have so many things that you can build with. The customization is insane with Inkarnate, being able to move things around, adjust things, opacity, layers. It is really, really good. But again, it doesn't have the animations in, it doesn't have the ease of use, it takes a little bit longer to get something really going with it. You have to add in all the finer details. But if you are into that and you enjoy that process, Inkarnate is probably the best option. If you want to spice up your table with some music, you have Tabletop Audio, which is a great source of free music. You have Syrinscape, as well as Battle Bards as options for you to add some sound, to add some ambiance, some music, whatever you want. Take those, put them in your game. It can definitely improve that experience. And lastly, if you're looking for more supplemental content, some free, some paid, you can go to places like DM's Guild or Drive-Thru RPG, where there's a ton of content that you can look through and pick. One-shot adventures, full campaigns, new monster books, tokens, everything. There's a ton of stuff that hardworking people and great artists have put up there for sale or for free for you to be able to utilize. Finding and using the right tools can greatly improve your experience as a dungeon master and the experience of your players. So please utilize the tools that you think will fit you best from the list that I've given you. Check them out. They're all really, really good. And if you want more D&D TTRPG content for dungeon masters or players, please do consider subscribing to the channel, giving the video a thumbs up, and leaving a comment down below letting me know which tools you like to use so you can share them with others who may be checking out this video. If you want to support me directly and get some free stuff and some paid content at the same time, you can head on over to my Patreon at patreon.com/levelupdm, or you can become a member here on YouTube. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, good luck in your adventures.